let's talk about how you can come up with a list of programs to apply to. If you've been sitting down trying to figure out, oh my goodness, there's so many programs out there to pick, to select. How do I go about doing this? Where do I start? Then this video is for you. My name is Dr. Safwa Asante, the successful IMG, successful because I matched, and I'm here so that you can as well. My prior video spoke about personal statements. I told you guys that I will be reviewing personal statements for a few people. If you're interested in having me review your personal statement, please send me an email at thesuccessfulimg@gmail.com. thesuccessfulimg@gmail.com. I'm going to put the email right there so that it's easy for you to figure out where to send it to. Let's get to the meat and potatoes because that's why you're here. All right. So let me look at my laptop. Good. So, like I said, there are a lot of residency programs out there, depending on their specialty. Like family medicine has tons and tons of programs. Internal medicine has tons and tons of programs. And each of them costs a lot of money to apply to. So we do say apply broadly. We throw that term around. You should apply broadly, but within reason, especially if you don't have that much money to play with. Apply broadly within reason. So apply to as many as you can. Now, let's say you have sufficient money to apply to almost every single family medicine program. I wouldn't suggest you do that. I would suggest that you would look at formulating a list, as big a list as possible, but applying to every single family medicine program is absurd because there's some family medicine programs that would not even take a look at you based on your criteria. When I was applying, okay, I applied 3 times. I made it into residency on my 3rd try. I got 5 interviews, my last one, and I applied to 130 programs. What I do want you to think about is, if I hadn't applied to those 130 programs, I applied to 100, say I left out those 5 that accepted me, where would I be, right? The amount of programs that you apply to have to be enough to include all the ones that could possibly like you. That's my story. What are the different things that you take into advantage of? You should first figure out which program that you're going to use to sort through the different residency programs. Many different programs out there. Some are free, some you got to pay for. If you want me to go a little bit further into that, I can go into that. But pick one of those programs and then start with it, okay? Now, once you have your program, you want to get a filter, all right? You're going to use your IMG status. You're going to use your scores, okay? And then you're going to use the percentage of IMGs that go to the program. That's what I did, okay? So if you feel like that would help you, you can go ahead and do that. If you feel like that would supplement what you already have, go ahead and supplement what I'm telling you with what you have, right? So you want to use your IMG status, you want to use your scores, and then you also want to use the percentage of IMGs that are in the program. I like to say punch above your weight class, right? So if you're scoring like a 198, right, in the program, you want to filter programs out. Put in the filter like 210, 220, so it gives you a lot of programs to pick from. When it comes to IMGs, like the percentage IMGs in the program, me personally, I did not look at a program that did not at least have 2 or 3 IMGs in their program. If there were not at least 2, 3, 4 IMGs in the program, I didn't even look at that program. So you want to get a certain amount of IMGs in the program. If you're an IMG, if you're not an IMG, fine. But specifically, this mainly applies to you if your scores are okay. Okay, my scores were okay. I got like a 227 in my step 1, right? So it's okay. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's okay. Let's get a score of 240, 250. man, you can apply to any program you want because you will be enticing, right? But if of course, if you're trying to narrow down the list, you don't have that much money to spend, because you also, if you get interviews, you have to travel to those interviews, and that's also going to cost a certain amount of money. So you don't want to use all the money that you have and just apply to all the programs. So you make a list, like I told you, create your filters, like I told you. Okay. So now you've figured out a program that you're going to use. You've come up with filters you're going to use. Now use those filters to filter out the program. Now you have a list of programs. Now, so that was the easy part. The hardest part comes now. The hardest part is now you sit down, each individual program that you apply to, each individual program that you're thinking of applying to, you go to the website. Go to the website, go through the scores yourself, make sure that there's nothing that you're missing, and then go through the number of IMGs, right? Because these computer programs that you use to get a list of these residency programs could be outdated in certain parts. It might be off. Some things might be off, right? So you want to go to the website to double check the number of IMGs. Look through it. If you don't see any IMGs, my suggestion is you don't do it. That's what I did. Don't apply to those programs unless your scores are on that A1 level. Go through every single one of them and then look at the different criteria and see what fits you. So once you're done with all of that, then you have your list that you can apply to. When I applied the first time, I applied to about 150, 160. The last time I applied to 130. Because that's the last time I applied, I used this method that I'm telling you guys about to sift through the programs, to try to pick out the programs that I felt I had a chance with, right? And it helped. I got my 5 interviews. I ended up matching eventually in that match. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys the way it helped me. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you have any different ways that you approach selecting your program list for yourself, just comment down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification button so you can be notified any single time that I drop a video. Okay? Dr. Safwa Asante.